What's up, everybody? Welcome to AEW Uncensored. I'm here with my man, Alan. We are the Bridge and Tunnel Connect, Nolan Hash, and the Beast from the East.
With the least
research. All right, as always, like, share, subscribe. Smash the subscribe and like button. Smash it. I'm supposed to get excited, right? That's how you're supposed to get people excited to subscribe to your page, right?
You gotta save your computer, yeah.
Act a fool.
Yeah.
I could act a fucking fool. I definitely can act a fool.
No problem.
So no, please please like, share, subscribe. Uncensoredalliance.com. You get everything we do there, all the links to everything. Twitter, AEW Uncensored, one word. Email, AEW Uncensored Podcast at gmail.com. Love mail, hate mail. Questions, comments, statements. You want it on the air, let us know. You don't want it on the air, let us know. Whatever. On Facebook, AEW Uncensored Podcast. Throw it in the search bar. You'll see the Facebook page and the Facebook group. Like the page, join the group, please. We'd love you. We'd love to have you. As far as the audio version of this podcast, you catch us on all third-party applications. Just search the name AEW Uncensored Podcast. It'll pop up. Catch us also on Google Podcasts, Deezer, TuneIn, Stitcher, iHeart Radio, and of course iTunes. Please, if you have an iTunes account, rate us, write a review, all that good shit. That helps us out a lot. Thank you to everybody who has. As far as Skype, links in the description, both of the podcast and the live stream on Facebook. So click that, join us on Skype. That's how we'll get you in on the show in the future when we start getting more people on as callers and guests and shit. So definitely get with us on Skype. I think that's it. I just want to also shout out the Philippines. We made it to number 4 this week.
All right.
At one point. We are out of the rankings currently, but I get it. When people are listening to your shit, that's when you skyrocket up the ranks. So, if they already listened to it, we're not going to maintain that ranking for 5 days straight. But shout out to the Philippines. You guys holding us down out there. Germany's fucking nowhere to be found. I don't know what happened to you, Germany, but, maybe we suck so bad that you didn't come back. Who knows?
The folks who listen moved out of Germany.
Yeah, we're just going to blame it on you. We're not going to blame it on how shitty our podcast is, okay? The Philippines loves us, all right? Shout out to my girl. She's Filipina, so, maybe that's why. Maybe they got wind of that. Maybe they saw her crawling out of here the other day. What was it, like 3 podcasts ago? She just made a random appearance as she tried to crawl out to stay out of frame. Fucking Jimmy caught it. But, so what's up, brother?
Nothing much, man. We got another week of Impact, so another week of having to watch Impact, which is not that bad, actually. All kidding. Not a bad show overall.
I mean, I'm just watching the shoulder content shit. I'm just watching, like, YouTube at this point for that. I'm not really...
I'm trying to watch some other
the full show.
Yeah, I'm trying to watch some other clips too, just to be more of aware of the show, because I don't know, I kind of feel like sure, like we should be watching whatever's related to AEW, but I also just want to have a better idea of the program in general, just to see what the overall quality is like. So I've had other things up in the background for it too. It's not terrible. It's okay.
Yeah. What's up, Simon? Welcome back, brother.
Yeah,
Simon, where are you guys in the UK rankings? Honestly, we haven't. It hasn't shown me UK rankings. I don't know if it just doesn't or what, but I would assume we have more people in the UK listening than we do in the Philippines. But I could be wrong, man. I mean, in the Philippines we're strong, bro. I mean, we're top 5 the last 2 weeks, so that's not too shabby. What's up, Kenny? Bake is in the house, baby. Woo! I think you're Bake, right? I mean, whatever. I don't fucking know. Where's Jimmy at? Jimmy's playing like Call it Booty, Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Whatever he's playing at first person crap. I'm a third person guy, so SOCOM all the way, baby. Woo! I wish it'd come back, but then I'd spend my life doing that. I wouldn't even be doing this podcast. Yeah. So anyway, I just been catching like the YouTube clips. I watched the first episode all the way through. So after sitting through it and seeing that it was at the very end of the show, I was like, you know what, man, I'm good. I could just watch the YouTube clips and get what I need from there. So you had Kenny and Carl Anderson catching up. I guess Carl was about to go out for a match with one of the Motor City Machine Guns. I don't remember which guy. I forget his name. You know who it was off the top?
No, I also can't tell them apart. I haven't learned the cast yet well enough to really be able to tell them apart.
Yeah, I can't remember which guy it was, but he ends up cheating to win, roll up, grab the tights. Then as he's leaving, you get Rich Swann out confronting him about cheating, saying, champions don't cheat, blah, blah, blah. So then Anderson just attacks Swann. Then the Motor City Machine Guns come out, start attacking Carl Anderson. Out comes Gallows. Swann takes him out. Omega's watching all this unfold in the back and then comes out and basically, he says, champs do what champs want, and just attacks Rich Swann and pretty much kind of sets the stage for the match that they set up, which is Carl Anderson and fucking Gallows and Kenny versus Rich Swann and the Motor City Machine Guns.
Yeah. So that's for their pay-per-view.
Yep. What was that? January something or other?
I think, it's the beginning of January, I believe. I'm trying to remember the exact day they had it for, because I'm also curious to see whether or not it's timing with anything else. And I couldn't find where it was. But, yeah. So, apologies, by the way, for bad connections on my end. I was mentioning earlier that I was having bad connections all week on Zoom, so I guess it's extended over to Skype as well.
Yeah, you're a little choppy today. It is what it is. Kenny says you will never know who is who, and it will drive you crazy. You're fucking right, because I haven't come up. I'm just saying shake, and I'm just gonna call you Bake. That's it.
We're just deciding it. We've decided who's shake and who's bake.
Yeah, that's it. Simon says full on lockdown again, most of the UK, so plenty of people with nothing better to do than listen to you guys this week. Let's hope so, man. Let's hope so.
Yeah,
I have to look.
Oh, are
they? Yeah. I don't know what the fuck that means, but
that means they can't do anything. They can't go anywhere. In fact, there were a number of folks trying to flee London just the other day, because Tier 4 essentially means you are as locked down as you can get.
Okay, look at you, fucking scientist, fucking Alan.
It's called reading the news.
Sorry, I was just rolling over my fucking headphone wire. Yeah, Simon, honestly, I'd have to dig in, but it does show regional, how many people are listening regionally on some of the statistics I could pull up, but I haven't really dove too deep in there. I kind of just fuck around, and the ratings thing is just a joke, kind of, just have some fun. I was like, oh shit, we're number 3 in the Philippines, oh, we're number 2 in
it's nice
Germany,
though.
Yeah, it's cool to see, but it's cool. It's cool to just be on any of that shit, man. Especially we're only 30. There's a 34th episode. It's just cool,
Yeah.
We got you guys who rock with us every week, man. That's fun, That's all that counts. If we do it for 10 fucking people, that's fine. We got Anthony, Magic Man. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Anthony, but let me know. I live in Tier 4. I can't go anywhere apart from work.
There you go.
So
be safe out there, Simon.
Alan knows all this shit, bro. I don't know what the fuck a tier 4 is, but Alan does. All right.
I was just talking to a friend from Scotland before so a little more about it there.
Fucking worldly Alan here. You got friends all over the globe. All over the globe. Jesus Christ, bro.
I couldn't tell that was my audio or that was just you.
No, just fucking my mumbled mouth. You know what it is? Usually I don't pronounce words when I speak very well. I don't go out of my way to pronounce words, but when I'm doing this, I try to be a little more, strict with the pronunciations, and then a lot of times I bite my tongue, I fumble over shit. That's what happens when you try to talk proper for a podcast, but you fucking butcher everything when you just talk normally. Oh, anyway, all this fucking coronavirus talk. Ugh. Let's get back to wrestling. I apologize, everyone listening. But listen, I think we need to bring a little more flavor of reality and regular life to this shit, right? Sometimes it gets a little mundane. Sometimes it gets a little mundane just going down a list of what the fuck happened this prior week. So let's have a little fun with it. If you don't fucking like it, tough shit. I always say that, but then I'm like, no, don't leave. No, please, just keep listening.
It's after you say that we start going down the charts.
Right. I'm obviously breaking. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, Abaddon's awesome. She's definitely coming across as a big heavyweight. And it's so funny. I remember that when she first came back on the scene, it was after injury. We were like, what the hell? Why are they giving her this spot instead of giving it to someone like the Bunny or Ali or, somebody else? And no, she's been running with it. They're doing a really good job of building this story with her. So kudos to her. She's doing a great job.
I must have hit something. There's a shortcut that I must have hit on my fucking keyboard because they're telling me in the chat my sound is out, and I looked and it was muted. Motherfucker!
Okay.
This is the second time I did that. I think it just happened though. I don't think it was that long. I think it just was me talking about Shida. So whatever. Okay. Anyway, Shida gets attacked by Abaddon. Whatever. I'm not going to go back and rehash. I mean, it's just good to see the story progress. That's all.
Yeah, Abaddon's great. So Shida. So it's a good feud.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. And whatever the fuck you said, because I was busy reading how my audio was out, so I didn't even hear you.
Oh, and I was making a very good point. Fuck. Okay. Anyway.
Fuck your point. No. Simon says, always a pro. Yeah, I'm always a pro, all right. I can't even get the fucking technical side right. So then we get the waiting room. I'll let you.
Materials always. That's right, Kenny.
Let's see what you got to say about the waiting room. I know this is your segment, so let's hear it.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. It was not as I don't know. I guess it's been losing a little bit of juice as it's been going on. I did think it was really funny how just, their musical guest just popped up out of nowhere early. That was pretty good. That made it a little bit more enjoyable. But yeah, they had 10. They had Tully Blanchard on there, and it was decent.
10. Who the fuck? They had who? 10?
Oh, sorry. Perfect. I was giving him his old WWE name. Sorry. That's force a habit from me. All right. Apologize about that. Sean Spears.
So 10 is a totally new dude,
Yes. That's what's so sucky is that there's a different 10 now than what the 10 was, and it's completely freaking confusing. I don't know. They should just completely retire the name. But yeah, Sean Spears, Blanchard were on. Again, Marco Stunt's involvement, just walking in was pretty funny, and just everything just had to close the door on him. But the big point of the segment was Scorpio Sky came in and he was attacking, and so they had to just like cut everything off. So I guess it felt a lot more like one of the old WWE talk shows in the sense that someone came on and started attacking and getting involved with the show. And that was about it. It was okay. My favorite part of this entire segment, obviously, and not just this segment, but every one of these Britt Baker shows, is Reba laughing in the background. I love it. I fucking love it. I love. And then she doesn't do it anymore, but Britt sometimes would have her mouth open at the same time, where you were wondering who the laugh was coming from. But now we know it's Reba, and it's But that's my favorite part of the entire thing now is listening to her laugh. It's awesome.
I like the segment, man. I like that they kind of had Marco pop in, and then he, they use that to dupe him into the second door knock, and he goes and opens it, and just Scorpio Sky just bashes through the door, smashes him in the head, then he attacks him, and like you say, just throws him through the wall. I thought that was a pretty cool spot with the wall. I can imagine how many crash pads they had back there. Alan, are you there? Are you okay?
I am here. I am losing you a lot, so I apologize if that is my fault. I am. You're freezing on me like a cock in the winter. I don't know how best to say it.
We might as well just at this point we might as well throw episode 34 in the fucking trash. I'm getting number one. Okay, so before we get to Dynamite, I'm getting fucking eaten alive in the chat by these fuckers. Yeah, Jimmy, the dead air was on purpose. Alan just was not saying anything, so I purposely
we
kept
got
the
Jimmy
dead air
saying Corny Jr. in the New Jersey Mark, so that's great. That's gonna have to be a shirt.
Kenny goes. Simon says, always a pro. Kenny says, great podcasting material as always. Simon says, I can't wait till you get people calling into the show and Bill leaving them on mute. And then Kenny goes, oh, it's going to happen, Simon. And he goes 100%. And you had Kenny goes, you had a great one while it lasted. GG, boys.
For the GG, boys. What's the GG?
I'm going to guess good game.
Good game. Oh, good game, boys. I got it. Okay.
Yeah, it's what you do in like video games, but yeah, that's fucking hilarious. Yeah, your fucking audio is so trash today.
And you're freezing on me, like I've got you freezing half the time of the show, so I'm trying to just pick out what you're saying. Well,
let's leave it to the. Yeah, definitely heel turn in the comments. So who sounds? All right, minus my accidental mute. Whose audio is my audio good, guys? Otherwise, and Alan is breaking up or what?
Yeah, seriously.
Because we need.
Yeah, let us know because for me,
we need to figure. We need to figure this out.
Yes.
You know what I keep telling Alan? I keep telling Alan, get with those 50 fucking foot long cords, Ethernet cords, to hardwire through the house, just for the show, not all week, just for the show. And he doesn't listen. He says, I'm just going to do it.
Looking at my levels now, they look fine. I mean, I even just chat on the side to find out whether or not I'm having any internet issues elsewhere in the house, and it doesn't sound like it.
I don't know, man. I think we do need Shake and Bake to fucking save this podcast.
That'll be the sequel to AEW Uncensored, the Shake and Bake AEW.
Oh man, this is going off the rails. This is really going off the rails. These guys are fucking mutant. They're having a mutiny in the chat. They literally are forming a gang right before our eyes.
Well, we're responsible for that. So we should be happy.
See, Simon said, he goes, maybe me, Kenny, and Jimmy need to take over and salvage today's show. You see?
They'll come in with the chairs.
See, Anthony says it's Wi-Fi, man. It's garbage. I told you, bro. You gotta hardwire just for the shows, bro. You gotta. Get the 50-foot cable, man.
Well, Anthony,
tell your dad to watch where he's walking. Yeah, these guys are busy fucking heel turning and forming a fucking gang that they don't even answer our question.
Yeah, so listen, guys, no joke. Where's the connection bad? Is it me? Is it Bill? Or is it both of us? Because, yeah, that way we'll try to figure out what's up.
Hey, what color rags are you guys going to be wearing? You can't have red, you can't have blue, you can't have gold. So, what are we wearing? Simon said COVID has infected Alan's Wi-Fi. Fuck you, Jimmy. When doesn't this show go off the rails, though? Yeah, Simon says yours is bad. That one Skyping call was the best part of this podcast. You motherfucker. Yeah, they're hearing me pretty good, so it's definitely
okay. So they're saying it's me. It's me. Do you think it's the fake background? Could that be doing something?
No, because you said you were having issues all week, even on calls.
Nothing like this, though. Nothing like this. Like this is
you dropped calls, bro. What do you mean not like this? You dropped calls. That's worse than this.
Well, I guess so, but nothing to the point where I was still able to hear everybody fine. It was simply showing in the background that my internet was bad, and then it dropped me, but I didn't have actual connection issues hearing people. I was just dropping.
Take your fucking background off. I doubt that's the problem.
Yeah, that would be funny if that's it.
Because your audio is literally just based off of the connection of your internet.
Okay.
I love how this show has turned into a technological fucking how not to.
Well, we were first discussing tier 4 on the COVID saga, and now we're talking about technical issues. So, people come here for everything.
You're getting it all when you get on this AEW Uncensored, you know what I mean? So, like, share, subscribe, uncensoredalliance.com. Get the podcast on all the fucking applications and third parties, whatever. AEW Uncensored on Twitter. Fuck it. Email us how fucking crazy this show has been. AEW Uncensored Podcast at gmail.com. Alan has taken off his phony background. Let's see if that helps. Don't just shake your head, dude. It's audio podcast. He shakes his head, yeah. To my...
No, I'm talking and it's not coming through.
I don't know. Anyway, this is fun. This actually, believe it or not, this is hilarious because they are literally forming a gang in the chat.
It says
I think Jimmy... It says what?
I'm stealing McDonald's Wi-Fi. That would be pretty funny. That would be pretty funny.
Yo! Oh, that's great. Simon said, Bill's is fine, but it's more fun telling him his is bad anyway.
Oh,
he says mine makes him sound like Marco Stunt. I hope my voice don't sound like Marco Stunt. Oh God.
Well, for what it's worth, you're sounding a bit better now. Am I sounding better at all?
Yeah, you're a little better right now.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was the background?
Yeah, right? Has Alan tried turning it on and off again? If he turns it off right now, unfortunately, that will be literally the end of the podcast.
Exactly.
Because of how,
I can't do
because
that,
of how Skype is. Unless we get a third guy in here. All right. So let's get back to wrestling. This was fun. I mean, please bear with us with the audio. I know it's 2020 and apparently we have bad audio for one of the reviewers. But I actually listened to our audio in the past, and It's not too bad, actually. I mean, sure, sometimes with Skype you
I've
get
been listening to it too.
you know,
Seems fine for the most part.
the problem with audio is like when you're doing it from different areas and you're just doing it online and you're not in the same room, you're gonna get some of that
Yeah.
breakup. It's unfortunate. It's just latency, It's just reality of doing things online. Um, yeah, I listen to who was it? Keeping it 100. I mean, bro, like you listen to some of that fucking stuff. It's fucking kills your ears. You're talking Disco and Conan, right? I mean, I can barely
Yeah.
even keep track of what's going on because of how bad their audio is, and But yeah, somebody ripped us on our audio. What can I tell you, man? What can I fucking tell you? Usually it's pretty damn good. But
Yeah,
who
I
knows?
think so too for the most part. I mean, when I've been listening to the audio version.
They're calling you Robot Allen now. Jimmy says, okay, episode 34, take 2, and go. The end of the podcast has already come. They are fucking murdering us right now.
Believe me,
What?
like in my head right now, I'm going nuts because I want to know what the hell this is, and it's very frustrating. So
It's we know what it is. It's your shitty Wi-Fi.
but everything
I
else
bet you got
seems fine.
I
Like,
bet you got the door closed. The Wi-Fi's on the other side of the house.
no, the Wi-Fi's not far from here at all, actually.
Yeah, that's why you need a 50-foot Ethernet cable, bro. I keep telling you, I'll buy the shit for you for Christmas, bro.
I will have that cable, and then I will have someone in this house tripping over it, and then you'll see a different part of my body on a different Disney park castle after that. We'll leave it at that.
If they can't not trip over a wire for an hour and a half, I don't know what to tell you, bro. we gotta come up with a plan. All right. So Alan gets a new computer. Week 1, it was pretty good.
I did.
I mean, look how handsome it makes him look, right?
Yeah.
And then, however, in the middle of his first week with his new computer, he decides to just blend in with the background as it gets darker at night. He had no light on in the room, disappeared. I look over and because I don't really look at the boxes. I'm kind of looking at the chat and shit. All of a sudden, I scan over to Alan and he's just blended in. He's part of the black background. I'm like, Alan, turn on a fucking light. So today, Alan's got this bright ass light in front of him. Look at him. I mean, his computer's making him look crisp and clean. Look at that, nice fresh shave, hair done up. Just his audio is trash.
Fucking can't win.
Oh my!
It's the beard. It's that I took off the beard, and so because I took off the beard, it's affecting the audio. That's what it is.
Nah, you look like a little schoolboy now. You look 20 years younger.
Yeah, man.
Fuck, man. I don't even know how to get this back. I don't know how to get this back, honestly. I think I'm just having more fun just clowning around at this point.
Well, I would say we probably could go to Dynamite at this point, unless you have anything else on Dark.
No, I got nothing else on Dark. Simon it was AEW Uncensored canceled, confirmed. Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
Yeah, Jimmy goes, this just in, AEW Uncensored not picked up for another season. Anthony goes,
that's cold.
I'm going to WWE Uncensored.
How many episodes are in the season? We're technically there.
52, right?
Oh yeah, you're frozen.
No, I'm not frozen. Your internet is trash, bro.
This is wow. Okay. I'm gonna have to have a conversation after this is done with somebody here.
You know how like we had You know how we had to boot Anthony because of the audio issues at one time? We're gonna have to boot your ass. All right, all joking aside, I love you guys in the chat. You guys fucking killing me today. But I still want to know what color rag you guys are gonna fly as your new gang. So, all right, on to Dynamite. We get Silver Reynolds and Hangman versus Private. What happened? What happened? What did I miss, you fucker? Yo, this is so fucking funny because Alan, I'm talking to him and he's laughing, and then I ask him what happened, and then he doesn't answer me.
Every other.
And we put this dead fucking air out there, and I just let it linger on purpose. And now Alan is like skipping around the screen as he moves. This is a fucking disaster. Which one of you fuckers wants to come on right now in the chat? Just fucking say it. I'm gonna fucking bring you. I'll bring fucking all of you motherfuckers on if you want to come on.
Bring them all
Just
on. Let's have 10 people in.
Listen, set right now. Message in the Skype chat if you're gonna come on with us, and I'll bring you on because Alan is fucking destroying. I got I got 3 guest spots. Oh my god, I can't take this shit, Alan.
I'm trying to do something about it as we speak.
Simon says literally the best podcast ever. When they love your misery, bro, that's where you know you're doing it right.
Yeah, that means you have a proper audience who cares.
I'm really to people just listening to the audio podcast version of this. I really am sorry. I really apologize.
No,
I don't know
same.
what to tell you.
I'm quite perturbed.
What's funny is like I say something, you just totally don't even, you like no sell it, so I just let that dead air go, and you still don't hear anything I was saying.
Yeah, exactly. I'm having a conversation with somebody as we speak to see if there's anything that can be done, but this is I'm pretty steamed.
You know what's gonna have to be done? Where are you guys at? I'm bringing motherfuckers on. I don't care. Let me see. I'm gonna invite these guys and let's see who comes in. Let's go, guys.
We should just get like 10 people in here.
This is gonna get ugly fast. Oh.
What do we got?
Exact. All bearded up, all ready for you. How you doing?
Yo, Simon says, get the fuck up.
Hey.
Oh shit, we're getting Kenny too. All right, there we go.
Most importantly, does my internet work?
What's up?
What's up, brother? Your internet sounds good, way better than Alan's.
So you're not gonna like this, Bill.
What?
I'm being told that apparently the issue may be Skype.
So,
because
dude, you always blame Skype, bro.
It's not me. I'm not saying it.
Listen.
I'm not saying it. It's not me.
Listen. That's it, bro. You're out of here. Kenny, we got Simon. Go leave, right? Leave. Go reboot your fucking Wi-Fi router. Log back in and come back to this.
So
this
off
meeting.
and on again. For fuck's sake.
All right, I'll give it a try.
I'm gonna talk to the fucking peanut gallery here while you do this.
Oh, we need
okay?
We need Jimmy for the full takeover.
I don't know where Jimmy is. I invited him, but he better show up. Oh, Jimmy said, "Give me a second." All right, now this fucking thing went off the rails, but it is what it is. At least we got these guys.
Kenny, we've got one of them gone. Now we just need to get rid of Bill. NWO, mate. NWO.
The uncensored takeover. Oh shit! So Kenny, you been to any live shows lately?
I have not.
No.
Sadly.
All right. So Simon, welcome.
How you doing?
Kenny, welcome.
Good.
Not bad. Glad you guys could come and save the day. Because fucking Alan, good lord, he doesn't. He always blames Skype. Here's what Alan does. He always blames Skype. And I keep telling him, no, man, you just need to hardwire your computer, basically. Because Wi-Fi is trash. Okay, is it me now? Is it now me? What are we doing? I'm just checking, guys. I'm just checking.
Bill, maybe you should go and reboot your PC too.
Yeah. You guys will finish your takeover, you sons of bitches. Shake and bacon, Simon says, baby.
So yeah, this is
all right.
This is what UK lockdown looks like.
All right, so let's talk Dynamite, guys. You guys saw it, right? So we had Silver and Reynolds and Hangman versus Private Party and Hardy. It was, they're doing that typical fun shit that they do with the Dark Order guys, especially Silver and Reynolds. They come out looking all cowboyed up. I enjoyed that. Thought it was a good match personally. I mean, what'd you guys think about the match?
Woo! There's Jimmy. There he is.
Oh my God, we got Bake in the house. Oh wait, no wait, that's Shake.
You'll never know.
John Silver is an absolute hero.
Yes,
he is, bro. He's great. He really is great. I really enjoyed the how they came out with they were all decked out. They had the stupid fucking hats. They had one for Hangman. I'm wondering if they sold those hats at the show because it looked like some people in the audience had the hat.
They had them on BTE as well.
Yeah. Good shit though. At one point I don't know if you guys noticed, but Reynolds had caught the bottom rope pretty bad. It looked like he was supposed to slide out or something, and he smashed his face against the bottom rope.
He's got a bit of a habit of doing that as well, hasn't he? I think the second time, bad fall.
Yeah, he's gotten a couple good shots. So yeah, that's kind of what made me notice it a little more.
Private Party's lost their way, in my opinion. Completely lost their way.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're gonna come back when this whole Hardy thing turns into what it's gonna turn into, because obviously at the end you see Hardy tag himself in to get the pin, and then he wants everybody to celebrate with him. So I thought it was interesting because you knew it was coming. You kind of see it's going in that direction, but we'll see moving forward. Maybe this helps bring Private Party back to the forefront a little bit. I still think they need a little more seasoning, but they've definitely improved since early on.
I think definitely in skill, but not necessarily in profile. So early on, there's been pushed to the moon, and now they've got better in the ring, but have been forgotten about. And I think Matt Hardy doesn't bring as much gravitas as maybe he would have 5-10 years ago in his career. I think he's quite obviously a lot less mobile in the ring. He's dropped the broken Hardy gimmick, which gave him so much success. And I don't know. I'm not. It's not this whole Matt Hardy Private Party thing. It's not taking me. Yeah,
no, I agree. By the way, are you growling over there, Simon, or who's growling? One of you. Oh, there you go. Okay, one of you's a barking at this point. This fucking podcast has gone off the rails.
Shut up. He misses Alan.
This is the best podcast ever. I don't care what anybody says. We got growling and barking from the Peanut Gallery, and this is great. Is Jimmy here?
Yeah,
what happened to Jimmy?
I'm here.
There you are.
All
right.
I'm here.
Which one of you's got the dog, though? Seriously.
It's a mystery for you. You have to figure that shit out later.
Yes. That means it's Jimmy. That means it's Jimmy.
No, I don't have a dog.
Yeah, tune in for next episode.
No, it's all good. I'm just having fun with it. I like it.
It's the HW.
So
the heel world order. We're taking over.
You're fucking definitely taking over. So then we get Inner Circle with MJF basically going around. He must have won something from the New York Times for the like dinner debonair thing. And, you know, he's kind of using it to rub in Jericho's face and rub in the rest of the crew's face. And you can see they're pushing the whole Jericho getting aggravated. So it's just a matter of time, obviously. It's funny. Unfortunately, Dinner Debonair was, like, in my opinion, one of the worst fucking AEW things ever. So, but, you know, he got a fucking award for it. And apparently the award is real. It wasn't just a made-up award.
Much deserved.
It wasn't a word.
Yeah, much deserved. Fucking Kenny, bro.
My wife loved the Dinner Debonair. She literally loved it.
Really?
Voice of an angel.
Fucking Kenny.
Oh, shit.
So tell me, Kenny, what was your take on this? Like, just
back.
break it down for me.
The Dinner Debonair or the
No, the promo that they did with the
it was just
with the award.
it was the basic MJF with Jericho trying to one up each other, you know.
Yeah. Yep.
It was fine for what it was. It really was.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think it was they did it well. I don't think it was done wrong, like bad, but like you said, it was pretty basic stuff, pretty set up.
You guys are sounding much clearer now. How am I sounding?
Oh, you sound like $1,000,000.
Really?
I should have said
What?
corn.
I didn't do anything.
He didn't even fucking do anything. You son of a bitch.
Well, I'll tell you what I did. I tried going to I switched over to the other line that I've got, and that was even weaker connection to the point that I could not get into the call at all. So I switched back to the original connection, and it got me in. So here we are.
Here we are, you son of a bitch. we got Shake and Bake and Simon Says in the house.
Awesome.
We were taking over before you come back. So
Yeah, man.
They were ready to boot me.
They were ready to boot you?
They were ready to boot me. Yeah, and one of these fuckers is growling like a dog. I don't know which one, but one of them is.
That's not me. I'm not growling this time.
Oh yeah,
it's
you
my
gurgle.
Wi-Fi.
You don't growl,
My
you gurgle.
Wi-Fi's making it sound like a dog. Wi-Fi remnants.
Bro, this is fucking the best.
Oh,
this is
shit.
probably the best episode so far. All right. So then we get typical Brandy fashion. We get I should say typical Cody Rhodes fashion. We get Cody Rhodes and Brandy have a little vignette where they basically announce they're pregnant.
Yes.
So
We're up to the point that I want to talk about.
Yeah. You almost missed it. I almost blew by it, but yeah. First thing I said on Twitter was, "How long will she stick with this gimmick?" So I'm really curious how long this gimmick lasts. Hopefully it lasts till the kid is 18. Hopefully she's a stay-at-home mom and never comes back.
Well, you know what it is?
I saw a kid. Yeah.
Shot
You-
fired.
You can't listen. You can't see it on screen, but Kenny, I can see him in Skype. He just fucking totally readjusted. Like, oh my god, did he just say that?
Well, I'll go one better. God is an AEW fan. He's like, Brandy is just fucking shit in the ring. I'm just giving her a baby and just getting this over with. That's what it came down to.
Oh Jesus Christ!
God decided to give Brandy a baby so that she could get out of the fucking ring. So
Just leave the ring.
thank you, God.
Blatantly just copying Moxley.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
Hey, listen, she could finally keep the one role as mom. You know. Unfucking real.
Yeah. So the wall molasses is with little baby molasses, and that's good. Very happy for the couple.
Molasses Jr.
Molasses Jr.
So that was all you had on the Brandy shit, Alan?
I mean, I wanted to go further with it, but I had a lot of.
Go ahead, man. We listen.
What about
We got.
what about this
Listen.
new dog? So didn't they had like a 16-year-old dog die like 2 weeks ago, and suddenly they replaced it with a new one?
No, I think they've had the little dog, and then they had the husky.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it's a
They're the
husky.
big husky, and then they had a little
they've-
chihuahua.
I think they've had that little dog. No.
No, they've announced it on Twitter. It's a new dog.
Oh,
All
okay.
the important topics on this podcast.
There you go. Hey, if we ain't talking about fucking Brandy and Cody's dogs, then what else can we talk about? So, what do you guys take away? You know, what was your feeling when you first saw this vignette and all that? I guess Kenny, what were you thinking? Anything particular at all? Or?
I'm just happy she finally has a 9-month storyline.
Yeah. No.
Got him. Oh my god. Yeah, she's at least good for a year, right? She's at least good for a year. She's had more storylines in the last year than she's had in the last than she'll have in the next 2 years, I'm sure.
Do you think she'll give birth live on Dynamite?
Oh shit. Knowing Cody Rhodes, I wouldn't doubt it. And there would be fireworks too. There'd be pyro for that.
It'll be on dark in the waiting room.
Oh, there you go.
Dr. Britt. Yeah. Just straight pyro during the table spot. Oh man.
I'm waiting for
Jimmy, what were you?
The old WWE angle of who's the baby daddy with Shaq.
Oh,
wasn't it Mark?
You know what?
Mark Henry and somebody else. And what was it?
Mae Young.
Mae
And
Young.
they had the hand. They had the hand. And then the hand grew up.
Jesus
So
Christ.
they have somebody in like a hamburger helper outfit 20 years later saying, "Hey, Mom, Dad, I'm back." Do you remember that?
Oh, sounds awful.
It was unbelievable. The hand actually grew up.
It sounds awful.
It was awful.
Oh, it was brutal. Classic.
So what about you, Jimmy? What were you thinking when this vignette hit?
Oh, straight up. Like I said, I was waiting for the Shaq might be the baby daddy angle. I thought it was all, you
So
know,
that's it, huh?
dude, that, and it was just like, you know, between that and I felt like, okay, can't be outdone by a Moxley, like they said. And it was just like, you know, of all the places to like announce it, it's just, I don't know. It's old stick. You know, it's old hat.
Yeah.
Moxley already did it. Like, it wasn't like, wow. I was just like, oh, all right, cool. Like, next.
Got beat to it, you
Yep.
know. Hey, it's funny though, because when he had the match right after with Angelico, and when she walked out, you could kind of actually see it, you know. Like, I guess now that you know it, you could kind of see that she's a couple months pregnant at least. You would think.
Yeah.
What about you, Simon? What was your take when you first seen the vignette?
Yeah, look, I mean, I joke, but I think with AEW, because we've all been there since the start. We've all very much invested in the likes of Cody, Tony, the Bucks, Kenny, and so however much they are just characters on our TVs, I think there was a sense of happiness and joy and all the nice things based upon based upon the investment we have, or I have in Cody and Brandy. So with all the jest, I do wish them well, and I am happy for them.
Of course, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's like easy target. You know what I mean? Easy target, Brandy. At this point, it's fun, but yeah, definitely, obviously, wish them well for sure. Although, like I said, it'd be pretty cool seeing a table spot and some pyro when this kid pops out. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I definitely wouldn't let that. I wouldn't be upset with that.
JR commentating on the birth.
Yeah. By God, that kid is huge.
That's exactly what I was going.
That's a big kid.
It's a boy, and what a boy it is.
He's gonna make some money in this business. He's big. He's a hoss.
Well, I'll tell you right now, nothing beats JR's commentary when the hand was born. That was some epic stuff, I gotta say.
Oh God, I don't even want to think about it.
Moxley's kid versus Cody's kid for the AEW Championship in 20 years' time confirmed.
20 years. There you go.
Yeah, pretty much, right? All right, so we had Cody and Angelico. I got to be honest, I just had no interest in this match. So
boring.
Fucking talk about it, guys. Talk about it. let me know.
Right, so Angelico, I've seen him live quite a few times on the UK indie scene, and he's generally very, very good. His matches with Will Ospreay, phenomenal. And so going out to AEW, I was really excited, but similar to what I was saying earlier on about Private Party, that he's just not sparked. He's not really done much. And the same with that match, it just wasn't much. It was a filler.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt like this whole show was kind of a filler, and obviously that's going to happen. What, like, for me, let me ask you, so for Angelico, do you think he would be better fit solo, like without a tag, not being in TH2, or do you like him in TH2?
So I mean, I've probably seen him live maybe 4 or 5 times in various UK promotions, and he's never been in a tag team in any time I've seen him live.
Okay.
And he's always come across, full of persona, full of personality that that goes into the ring as well. It's I think almost being with Jack Evans takes something away from him. We haven't seen many promos where he actually speaks. Jack Evans does most of the speaking. Apart from that silly dance on the way to the ring, there's nothing on. I would presume that if we wasn't in the middle of a COVID era, they would probably have been dropped by now.
Okay. Yeah, see, my thing with him is I don't dislike his ground style, because obviously I think everything's a little too much high flying in current wrestling, but I also think it's a little too cute and too overdone, and sometimes it just takes me out of the match because it's literally micro locks. It's like a micro lock here, a micro lock there.
Do you like Zack Sabre Jr.?
I don't know much about I don't know much about him. I got to be honest with you.
Very similar, very all ground game, huge in Japan, huge in the UK. But yeah, it doesn't come across on TV. It doesn't come across on the big screen. And I think Angelico's probably got that same issue where what he does is great. It just doesn't come across on. He's an indie guy and will probably always be an indie guy.
Yeah. Well, I think if maybe he just takes some of that out. Because I think like it'll go on for like a minute and a half or so, and it's like sometimes you're getting a little too cute with it for that long. It just takes you out of the match, and I don't mind the joint lock shit and all that, but maybe disperse it throughout the match in smaller doses.
Yeah, because it feels otherwise just like an indie match. When it's overblown with just the flippity floppity, now I do sound like Corny Jr. It really just becomes an indie match at that point.
I'm telling you need a fucking tennis racket next episode.
Yeah, man. And we need like a Corny Jr. shirt. Can't say cornette. And yeah, I'll have the tennis racket in the background. It'll be great. I'll have to always be fresh faced though for it. So.
And listen, I get what you're saying, Alan. He's just kind of like the reverse of indie. It's just it's like the ground version of indie versus the high spot version of indie, if that makes sense.
No, for sure.
and again, I think I like him. He's talented, and I could see it, but I just, for some reason, that little joint manipulation shit he does just gets too cute. Too cute. So anyway, we get Taz, obviously comes out at the end of the match. The best line for me was when Taz said he's gonna put him on paternity leave.
I like that too. That had me chuckle. Like I chuckled out loud when he said that. It was so super villainish. It was really
Right. It was a great fucking line. It was perfectly timed. Obviously the lights go out. You get Sting. Team Taz, of course, goes to back off, but you get Will Hobbs Powerhouse Hobbs kind of like, fuck this. Sting don't scare me. Sting gives the look up in the rafters, and I think for me the best part of it was when Sting gave Cody that little wink.
Yes.
It's almost like, I'm here, kid. Don't worry, I got you. So I saved your ass yet again. I thought it was pretty. It's coming off like a little snarky without being snarky verbally, if that makes
It's condescending.
It's almost. Yeah, right. It's condescending without verbally being condescending. Almost like how he was physically and verbally condescending when they were in the ring.
Right.
What was it, a week
Just
ago,
a week
or
ago.
2 weeks
Yeah.
ago? Yeah. So, obviously they said, "Oh, Sting's gonna be here to say something." They really didn't. Do you really have to announce that? I don't know.
Yeah.
It was such a small piece. Are they going to overdo Sting? I don't feel like this was overdoing Sting. I mean, what about you guys? Kenny, what was your take on it? Should they kind of back off the Sting being on weekly, or was it just enough for you the last 3 weeks?
As long as they have something planned for him, I don't really mind seeing him weekly. If it's, I don't really mind seeing him weekly. It's just if he has something to do, if they have good stories for him, good people to play off of, I don't mind that at all.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought it was pretty good today. It was quick, short, sweet. The little wink, the look up in the rafters. I thought that was great. How about you, Simon? What was your take on that?
I'm going to really upset you by saying
All right.
that's the third week doing the same shit.
That's Sting.
And
Okay.
if he's gonna
Sorry,
do
yeah,
that
I mean, yeah.
for 2 years of his multi-year contract, then I'm going to get bored very, very quickly.
Okay. We know it's building to something. I mean, you can't. I think they're gonna milk this type of Sting entrance for a while.
Oh, the entrance is great, but he's just stared people down for 3 weeks straight.
Right.
Yeah, so hit somebody with a bat, or
right.
Suddenly everyone's petrified of a 61-year-old man. Surely Powerhouse Hobbs, Taz, and the other two could easily take a 61-year man. It becomes less believable when the same thing's happening consistently.
Okay.
That
Got
bat,
you there.
That bat has the magical powers.
That's it. It's the bat, baby. It's that aura too, that fucking invincibility aura he has. So Jimmy, what about you? What, Alan? Go ahead. Oh, let me. I got to hear what Alan had to say. Come on, Alan.
I was just gonna say, not for nothing, they might be able to convincingly build to a Sting Taz match. I know Sting can't take a lot of bumps, but Taz also is getting on there in years. That might be a legitimate confrontation. And correct me if I'm wrong, they've never faced each other before, have they?
Nope.
So there you go. I think you could get away with that. I think you could probably build this to a Sting Taz feud and a match.
That'd be pretty cool. But Taz's big thing is suplexes. So I don't know if Sting could take too many suplexes.
That's
what
true.
I mean?
He'd have to be a lot more grounded.
Somebody mentioned on Twitter the other day, if you remember the Blood and Guts match, what was cancelled back in March, that they could build this to a Blood and Guts match and have Sting in that match, but can't get tagged in 10, 15 seconds, tag out, tag in, hit people with his back, get out, so that could be the eventual build to double cage affair.
That's actually a really good idea. You got enough people in Team Taz and with Cody and crew, so that's actually a great idea.
Yeah.
So Jimmy, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go back to Alan, but I want to hear what he had to say. So what about you? What's your feeling with Sting and how they've used him so far? Is it too much? Is it too little?
I mean, it's been I've flip-flopped on it a lot because especially like with this, I felt like while the rest of Team Taz was backing away, that Will Hobbs making that move towards him with no retaliation from Sting kind of took away from Sting a little bit.
Okay.
He should have. I mean, how many? Because he, in the WCW years, he used that bat a few times, if I'm not mistaken. So I mean,
just a few.
So I mean, why not take down the young buck who's not scared? Teach him a lesson that build on the legend of Sting, and I feel like it's a missed opportunity. And then
I mean,
Darby shooting that looks at his dad, who just came back after how many years of getting smoked.
They really seem to be building that. They seem to be building that there's a relationship there, that he is like his son, his long lost son. It just feels that way.
I hope they don't do
Maybe
that.
it's
I really
better
hope
not.
they don't.
Rhodes is a baby's dad.
Shit. The worst.
Glad we can all
All
be
right.
here for the final episode.
This is a grand finale.
The big sign off. Get everybody on here.
We had to have the uncensored family.
If we're not
in.
number one in the Philippines after this, I don't know how we're going to get there.
All right, so then we get Miro with his promo. Marvis talks about how he was fined $75,000, $25,000 for each of the guys that he put out from the security team. He's still talking about the fucking likes and shit. I don't know. I thought they were kind of getting away from that shit, and now so now they're saying there's going to be the big announcement about Kip and Penelope's wedding. Maybe they're going to try to move this along to get him out from under that whole storyline and move him on to something else. Hopefully he could get away. He went away from the video games a little bit, but he's still with the Twitch shit, with the likes and the subscribers and all that. So,
yeah, we got that hit to the beast last week, and now all of a sudden they're doing a bit of.
Mm-hmm. Right, it's like a two steps forward, 3 steps back, So, what, Kenny? Anything on that?
As far as Miro, like, I look at this roster and Miro his potential is through the roof. Like, they could do so many great
100%.
things with him, and the thing with AEW is he's gonna do what he wants to do, right? So whatever he wants to do, he's comfortable with, and I'm fine with that. Just build him the way he should be built, and there's no wrong choices.
Right. So you don't mind him doing the likes and
I don't.
shares and shit, as long as he's still a beast.
As long as he's still built right, it doesn't matter the gimmick. As long as he's built right, yeah.
Got you. How about you, Jimmy? Anything on that segment?
I figure maybe it's got to be the only thing I could think of is that maybe they're getting ready to transition to that. So once they wrap up this whole best man with the Kip thing, maybe he'll start to come into his own more. I think he knows that his fans want to see him as the beast more than anything, but
right.
I think he's dedicated to what he's got right now. So he's trying to get, he's trying to please everybody. And as long as it's not about the video game machine again and all that, I'm okay with it. He can do what he wants as long as he can still get in there and wreck shop.
All right.
Okay. How about you, Simon?
Yeah, a couple of quick things on it. So when the Young Bucks were going around kicking people, they were getting a 10 grand fine per person they were kicking.
Right.
So how did it almost tripled for Miro getting 25 grand? We need some consistency here, boys.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
Then I suppose.
Oh yeah. He got the EVP discount. That's a good one, Kenny.
Then I suppose the second thing on more Kip Sabian rather than Miro. So there was two wrestlers who was infamous in the UK for the volumes of matches they would have in a year, which was Kip Sabian and El Ligero, who was in NXT UK, right? And they were having 350, 400 matches a year, and it was and so their personalities in the UK never ever really needed to come across. It was all about their skill in the ring because they were doing so much. So of all the times I've seen Kip, it's never been about promos and anything like that. It's been about it's really weird seeing him in AEW where he's barely wrestling and trying to do promos which aren't really that good. And it's a bit upsetting for me because he was somebody who I was really brought into in the UK scene, and they're not playing to his strengths. They're trying to do all this computer game stuff that isn't working and keeping him out of the ring. Just let him wrestle, let him get on with it, let him show his skill, let him show how good he bloody is, rather than talking about an arcade machine.
The problem is,
Yeah, I
though,
agree with you.
I think that this is Miro's choice. I think Tony Khan, to both his credit and to his curse, he goes with what the wrestlers want to do. He goes with Jericho, whatever he wants to do. Obviously, we know from watching Miro's, his Twitch, his YouTube channel, he loves video games. He loves talking about all this stuff. This is his joy. And he probably, he may have gone to Tony Khan and said, I really want to incorporate this in my character. Is that okay? And Tony Khan's like, sure, go ahead. And the problem is that even though he thinks it's best for him, we as fans know that he's better when he's this destroying, Bolshevik monster as a tank. And this is what he wants to do, and he's being given whatever he wants to do.
It feels very reactive from WWE banning people from Twitch, which is influencing gaming, and then rather than it just being a short segment and just kind of taking the piss out of WWE, fair enough, they run with it, and it's still not working.
Yeah, and Bill and I talked about this a few weeks ago. Tony Khan has gone out there publicly to say, I am the opposite of Vince McMahon. I want to promote my wrestlers on Twitch. I want them to be able to promote themselves on these accounts. The problem doing that, though, is that when you start bringing it into storylines, is they're just letting them do it in the real world. That's where you have this situation where they're becoming their real selves too much. You're getting too much of a peek behind the curtain where it weakens the overall character. And Miro and Jericho are the two biggest examples of that, I think, in AEW, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I would agree with that. All right, so we'll move on to the Kingston promo. So you got him, he's out in the middle of the ring. He's ripping everyone he's got beef with. He finally gets to Archer, and then, of course, Archer's music hits. They start brawling. You got Butcher and a Blade come out. They attack Archer. The Lucha Brothers come in and make the save, and basically Kingston's like, well, it's not even odds, so we're going to fuck you up, and out comes Pac. So Pac comes in, and now it's 3-on-3, obviously because Archer was taken out. They all start brawling, and Archer goes to chokeslam Eddy, and Pac comes in the ring with this huge fucking boot, which I thought looked great. I thought it was fucking incredible to the face of Eddie Kingston. And, then you get Pac and Archer kind of going, like, face to face, like, what the fuck are you doing? That was my chokeslam, and et cetera, et cetera. I really liked how it was done. I thought it was done well. How about you, Alan?
First of all, I am a big fan of Pac, and I'm becoming an even bigger fan of Pac. He's great. I understand what they're trying to do, with Archer and such, but I feel like Pac is a very good opponent for Kingston. I think that is a future main event that can go really, really well. If not a pay-per-view, obviously, because there's no championship involved, and it may be at a special show. But I love the interaction there, and Pac is becoming one of my favorite guys on this show. I was really sad when he got hurt. He was taken off for a while. I saw a lot of his potential in WWE, though they didn't really give him much of a personality, but he's really letting it shine through here, and he, to me, seems to be the total package. Not Lex Luger total package, but total package.
I'll agree with that. How about you, Simon? Where are you at with this segment?
Pac versus Lance Archer makes me moist. I mean,
moist.
A dream of a match, and one. Well, hopefully they go that way, because that'd be worth any pay-per-view money.
Yep.
Yeah. I was thinking 3-way between those three, honestly. That was something that came to mind when this all happened live. So Jimmy, what about you, man? Where are you at on this?
Oh yeah, I love it. I mean, again, I enjoy Pac as well. I watched him, in NXT. When they were doing the cruiserweight thing, he had some really good matches with some of the guys there. They had a decent feud with Enzo that ended too quick. But I would love to see all three of these guys square off thing, because not only am I a big Pac fan, but I'm also been a huge Eddie Kingston fan for quite some time.
Yeah. Kenny, what was your takeaway?
Well, it doesn't get me quite as excited as Simon does, but but
not as moist.
Not that moist.
You're making me moist.
Well, these three guys, yeah. I love Pac. I've always loved Pac. the little I've watched of him in WWE with, like you said, the Enzo thing, that was probably his best heel work he's done. And Eddie Kingston is Eddie Kingston. You can't go wrong. Lance Archer, great stuff. I'm not quite moist about it, but it's gonna be great stuff.
I was privileged enough to be at the Pac versus Will Ospreay 30-minute draw at Rev Pro last year in the UK, and from that day forward, yeah, Pac is just, well, and Will Ospreay obviously, but Pac is just phenomenal.
Cool. All right, so then we get to what was supposed to be a 14-man mess. It turned into a 12-man mess.
Hey, listen to us.
Yeah. Apparently Wardlow had some issue. Yeah. But first off, fuck Brandon Cutler. As much as I gave this guy props on this show constantly, he's running his mouth on Twitter about JR ripping people for the way they are standing around outside just to catch people, and you know, the constant high spot shit. And you know what? Jim Ross is right. So fuck off. You know, you make yourself look like a bush league fuck, indie bullshit, you know, wrestler when you come out of your face and say that stupid shit. And you know, I know he's friends with the Bucks, who like to do the 50 and over demo jokes on being the elite and all that shit. But you know, reality is, man, wrestling isn't what it was. It is full of indie-rific bullshit. Especially AEW right now, because they haven't been able to cull all the greatest talent and let them build for the last decade in NXT. So obviously they're on the fly. Some of these guys are adapting and becoming more than just indie-rific spot monkeys who will just they're just there to get people excited, so next time they come back they'll sell their shirts and shit. Some guys are taken to it, others are not. Others are still just doing their indie shit. And, you know, hopefully eventually AEW catches on and weeds that type of stuff out. But for me, I was a little pissed off that that Cutler said that. And I'm glad he wasn't even in this match. As far as the match itself, it wasn't as bad as I was expecting. That's all I have in my notes. I expected way more of a mess.
Yeah.
Alan, what do you got? What was your whole takeaway?
I agree. Actually, it was a lot more of a harmonious match than I thought it was going to be with the number of folks involved. I think they are doing a better job at working with a lot of guys at one time like that. They're trying to make strides towards making it look less messy. So overall, yeah, I was more impressed with the match than I thought I was going to be.
Kenny,
honestly, I didn't even watch it.
Gotcha. Yeah,
I left the room, skimmed through it. I expected the worst, and from what I'm hearing, it wasn't that bad. So I might go back and watch it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Jimmy, where you at with this?
Shake and bake all the way. I didn't watch it either.
All right. And Simon says,
Bill, you're wrong. All right. So, JR can say what he wants, right? And and he is right in what he's saying, but he should not be saying it publicly. AEW is a growing brand. To have one of their biggest names publicly criticized shouldn't be done. So I'm on Brandon Cutler's side, not because I don't agree with JR, but I agree that it shouldn't have been said in public. If he has an issue, say it out back, deal with it, get it sorted. But the more it's coming out on Twitter, the more it's coming out in public, will turn people away, and especially somebody as big a name as JR.
My thing with it was, I can imagine in the past 2 years, JR has said a lot of this privately, and people just aren't listening and taking note. So that's where my thought process is. Like, I don't mind JR saying it out loud, because sometimes people, if you're not taking it to heart one-on-one or in private, then maybe you need to hear it live in front of the world and be called to the carpet. Just my thought. But I understand what you're saying. As far as the match itself, what was your takeaway? Anything?
Yeah, so look, I think we've had better multi-man matches. You know, it should have been a big event of the show, but it didn't feel like it. I can't remember much of what really happened. Which probably is a good explanation of how under the radar it kind of slipped through.
Right. I do have to bring up that Kenny said he didn't even watch it, and NJF was in the match.
Wow, that's true.
I'm going back and watching just for him.
NJF 2021, baby.
Right.
Woo! All right, so then we get Thunder Rosa cutting a promo, which was really good, man, saying how she does belong here,
Yeah.
And then she's going in on Britt. Jimmy's got her tit in his mouth. Beep. Sorry, a little late on the. So then Rebel comes out to confront Thunder Rosa, and of course from behind, Britt attacks. Very solid attack.
Yes.
It looked fucking great.
Yes.
It looked fucking great. It was so well done. The brawl and the setup at the end there was all great. I'm looking forward to this. Britt again has been killing it on the mic. Thunder Rosa obviously can do it in the ring. She had a great promo. I would love for her to be an AEW star.
Has she signed for AEW?
No, she's still with NWA. So, as far as we all know, but
NWA,
I look forward to. Go ahead,
I'm
Alan.
sorry to interrupt you. No, I was just going to say, yeah, I mean, it sounds like NWA still is a viable business where they're not letting anybody sign anywhere just yet. But, the longer this all goes, they're not going to be on TV. I am wondering if they're just going to become a merge at some point or just let them sign wherever.
Well, they're on TV. They have a pay-per-view thing going with some other company. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But
Really?
they're also taking those matches that feature NWA talent, and now they're doing NWA Shockwave. So you just had who the hell was it? They had all this Mike Bennett championship match was just on. When Thunder Rosa still had the title, she defended against Priscilla Kelly. So they're still out there, and she's signed through, I don't know, all of 2021 or just until 2021. I didn't catch all of that, but I mean, does it really matter at this point who's signed where, though? It seems like all of these promotions are going to be working together regardless.
It does
forward.
feel that way. Yeah.
So, Jimmy, continuing on, what was your feeling on this whole segment?
Oh, I mean, dude, I'll admit it. I'm a Rosa mark. I think she's, she really is. She's a tremendous female talent. And I think that she needs to be used in the division more. I mean, the AEW women's division needs more
seasoned wrestlers.
Yeah.
Women wrestlers.
Oh, flavor, because it's just, if you're just getting the same two people going at it all the time and you throw in a couple of greenies here and there, it just drags that whole division down, So now you're starting to get somewhere. You have Shida, you have Abaddon, you have Britt, you have Thunder Rosa. So, I mean, I'm sure whoever, because is Riho injured or is she still stuck over in Japan?
She's over in Japan.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, I'm sure some people are still stuck abroad or didn't want to, participate with everything going on. So once things start to fix themselves, I'm sure the division will turn around a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I love the segment.
Good. I figured you would. Alan, we got you already, right?
Yeah, but I just want to close in saying that, not for nothing, what a statement it made for Britt Baker that, she did a really good job with the attack. Thunder Rosa is a big name, and they basically made Britt Baker to look just dominant, where you are legitimately thinking that she might be able to take her out in a match. So, kudos to how they are building Britt in general. She has her show. they're building her now with this against Thunder Rosa. So just, a lot of kudos there. I think they're finally seeing what they have in her.
Mm-hmm. Simon, what about you? What's going on in your mindset with this?
I think this segment felt very WCW, which isn't a bad thing because I like WCW, but it just was very reminiscent from old WCW kind of attacks. I think the Thunder Rosa kind of wrestling in various places. So it's good Impact, NWA, AAA, and AEW working together. But I would be shocked to find a non-signed wrestler winning the major belt in any of those places. So I'd be shocked to see Thunder Rosa win the women's championship unless she signed with AEW, and that will always be a problem for me. That if I ever see her in a championship fight, I know she's losing before the end, before it's even started.
Well, that's not necessarily true though, because look at Serena Deeb. She's not signed to NWA, and she's holding the NWA Women's Championship right now. So, I mean, I think there's got to be something, there's got to be something behind closed doors within all these promotions, because especially, you got, I hate to jump forward, but you have, Kenny Omega's, he's got AEW and AAA, and who knows what he's gonna go for. I think you, like I said, with these guys all working together, you're gonna see belts changing hands. But within the promotion,
I would agree with you. I think I could see Tony Khan allowing the women's championship to go on Thunder Rosa at some point. I could see it.
I hope so. She deserves it.
Yeah, I definitely could see that happening.
Well, I think it'll go on Abaddon first, though, and I think Abaddon. I think she deserves it. I mean, she's put on. Her gimmick is solid. Her work is pretty solid. I think she deserves a shot. And where it leads to from there, who knows?
I think it's definitely a time it comes off Shida. I think we've not done much with her. She hasn't got any particular storylines. So somebody like Abaddon that you can build a good storyline around, you're absolutely right.
But you got Abaddon. Is Abaddon going to take the title before, say, Britt Baker, or does Abaddon become an in-between between the face Shida and, say, Thunder Rosa? You know what I mean? So there's a couple ways.
There's a kind of storyline you could do. So Abaddon is a dead woman / zombie, and isn't Thunder Rosa like the Day of the Dead?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a link in there what you could probably run with.
And I don't think I don't think Abaddon could be any kind of an in between whatever. She's like this female division's Undertaker. They're building her into this big character, and I think that you're gonna.
Yeah, but I just haven't felt that I've seen anything enough of her or from her to say she's a world champion.
Her in-ring ability is not great, but her character is. Right. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I don't think she had a big indie run either. I think she's quite fresh. Not as much as kind of Anna Jay, but I don't think she's been around for that long. But yeah, I think her character will see her through, and that's probably what we're missing from the women's division is the characters and the storylines around them. There's only really Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa was pulling that off.
Yeah. Kenny, Thunder Rosa, the whole promo and all that went down. What was your feelings there?
I like Thunder Rosa. I think she has a good look, great worker, and I believe it or not, I'm a big fan of Britt Baker. Just think back to the first episodes of TV. She couldn't even throw a kick correctly. Okay, so she's worked her ass off, and I think she's the next champion. I think it's just a matter of time. She deserves it.
I'll agree with you there. She's come a long way. She's still not there, but she's come a long way, definitely. All right, so moving on, we had SCU versus the Acclaimed. Now, I'm loving the Acclaimed. The fucking epic intros they've been doing, and then you get Kazarian with the comeback. He said I could, let me give this a shot, and he gives a freestyle, and Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I thought the match was great, and I loved how they used the dirty tactics to win. I feel like, I mean, I guess we've seen it, but I feel like I haven't seen it maybe as much as I would like to from heels. So they use the speaker to win. You get the Acclaim calling out the Bucks, which obviously looks like it's gonna be the next challenge for the Bucks.
Yeah.
Where you at, Alan? What was your whole vibe on this?
Yeah, well, first of all, the two teams gel really well together, and they do have like a lot of a back and forth with how they do their gimmicks. So that's it's a great feud. I kind of hope we do see a little bit more of them. I understand that, yeah, it does sound like now that the Acclaim is going to be moving on to the Bucks, but I do hope we do see some more from these two teams. They have enough in them, I think, to have more of a prolonged feud. But yeah, the match was great. They gel really, really well creatively together.
Yeah. Kenny, where were you at? What was your takeaway here?
Okay, the Acclaimed. It's all right team. The Cena gimmick, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yes, here's the flames.
Yes. I actually growing up, I loved the Cena gimmick when he done it. Okay, but if I watch it now, I'm like, God, that's probably so cringeworthy watching it now, right? And I hate it. I hate it now. I don't know why. I loved it growing up. I hate it now.
See, I like it because I'm a hip hop guy, man, and I think the
reason.
lines are good. So it's like, I think the lines are done well. I don't know. I get a kick out of it. Maybe because I hadn't watched the Cena shit, so it doesn't. The last hip hop thing I really, aside from Master P, was like PN News back in the early '90s. And he wasn't really doing shit. He was just coming out going, "Yo, baby, yo, baby, yo." That's it.
Anybody else?
This is the dead air fucking episode right now. So Jimmy, what about you? What's your thoughts on this one?
I like the Acclaimed. I like their in-ring stuff, but again, shake and bake at it again. I thought the same thing. Every time I see these guys, it's I'm waiting for old big time Johnny to come down the catwalk with all that all that cheap shit on. Like it's just bad. It's like, let's get to the I think if it was a little bit quicker, I wouldn't mind it, but it was like I not only that though, I think also the lack of attendance in the stadium also takes away from what they're trying to do. I think I might be a little bit more of a fan, if the everybody in attendance was really drawing off of it and vibing with it. But other than that, I can't do it. And I want to see him go up against the Bucks. I'd love to see it. I mean, hell, I wouldn't. I'm not a big Bucks guy personally, so if they were to hand them their asses at some point, I'm all for that because I'm just not a Bucks guy.
Simon?
Yeah, so I think it was in Kazarian's chat back where he compared them to a Man on a Mission, old WWE.
Yeah.
I like that. I enjoyed that
fun.
a lot. I think it's also really good. That we can see now with AEW that they're pushing new tag teams. So you got Costa and Anthony Bowens. You've got Top Flight. You've got Varsity Blondes. All come through at the same time and all being pushed at the same time. So it's good that they're actually doing some work with the young teams and homegrown people as well, rather than relying on the young bucks and whomever else. I think they've also seemingly abolished the ranking system for the tag teams. Because anybody's getting a shot at the tag teams. All they have to do is call the bucks out and now these guys.
I think they had said that they. Yeah, I think they said that they were top 5 though last week. The Acclaimed.
I don't know how they've earned that on Wrestling on Dark.
Yeah, I think it's from Dark because I think they won like 7 or 8 straight. So.
Yeah, against jobbers.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I agree. All right. Well, speaking of young tag team talent, we got Dasha, who you all know I love. She's in the back interviewing Top Flight, and basically they threw out a challenge to Jericho and MJF for, I believe it was next week. And it's always good, man. I mean, I thought they handled themselves well. I mean, these kids are what, 19 and 21, I believe.
Yeah.
So I thought they really handled themselves well on the promo, and I'm glad they're giving them promo time early on in their career. I thought it was a good go. How about you, Alan?
I agree. This is a really nice way to basically get their feet very wet. And kudos to Jericho. I'm sure he might have a say in who he gets to face and who gets to step up. What's that?
Of course.
Yeah. So I think they're doing really well by these guys, and the more exposure that they're going to get, they have really, no pun intended, they have a high ceiling. I think as far as what they're going to be able to do. So to see them up against MJF and Jericho, that will be very, very interesting to see how that works. Because MJF and Jericho, for the most part, are grounded wrestlers. These guys are the opposite, so it will be interesting also just to see the two styles mesh.
Simon.
Yeah, so I was listening to a podcast earlier on with Jungle Boy, and Jungle Boy said that when he wrestled Jericho, just being in the ring with Jericho, he learned more in that one match than any of the rest of his career. So I think for Top Flight next week, that's going to be fantastic. But I also think it gives an opportunity next week where the heels, so MJF and Jericho, could have a fallout, could damage their, they could have an argument, whatever, lose the match, remain strong because of it, push that storyline forward, and then also gives Top Flight a really big push.
That's a good idea.
That's very good. I like
that. Kenny.
Top Flight, another great up and coming tag team. Really high on them, but they need to pump their brakes. Okay. They had their 10 minutes. They had their 10 minutes of fame with the Young Bucks. Congratulations! But now you're calling out the best in the world, and Jericho. And come on, just pump the brakes. That's what I got to say.
Pump the brakes, baby. Those squeaky ass brakes.
Kenny with a heel turn.
Jimmy.
I think this whole thing ends with a nice Judas effect, and we sweep it under the rug and keep it moving.
Sweeping under the rug, huh? And surprise, surprise, Tony Khan signs both of these sets of tag matches within a minute of all this fucking action. So here we go. We knew that was coming. We got Serena Deeb and Big Swole versus Ivelisse and Diamante. I gotta be honest, have zero interest in any of these women. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know how you guys feel, but
I'm only interested in Deeb. I like Deeb a lot. You know I'm a big fan of Serena Deeb.
Yeah, right. She's good in ring for sure, but she doesn't really interest me as a character. So I don't. Her in ring is definitely good, and it makes the other women look good. So in that term, yes. For me, the match is okay. Nothing to write home about. You obviously get the attack by Nyla. And Red Velvet comes to make the save with the chair. The chair was bigger than her, so she comes out, takes out Nyla, and runs off the rest of the heels. So, what was your take? What was your take, Alan?
Yeah, it was a decent match. I mean, again, I mean, Deeb's best in the ring. The other ladies are okay. There's nothing really special about them. I know that they're trying to build, Diamante and Ivelisse more as a team. But they're very vanilla. I guess it's the best way to describe it. They're very vanilla. There's not really much to say about them. There's nothing really to generate a lot of excitement. To your point too, like if not for Deeb, I'm not interested in anybody else in this match at all. But I watch because of her. So there you go.
There you go. Simon.
Yeah, I think Alan's right. Very vanilla, passed me by very easily. I think there's something to be said around every week now. Dynamite seems to put the women's match before the main event, and I don't know if that match placement isn't doing them the justice they need, because you've had all the storyline progression before it, and then you're waiting for the main event, and then they've kind of dumped it in the middle there. I don't know if putting it at the beginning of the show or putting it in various places would make me care more. I don't know, but that's like what worth pointing out.
That's a great
good point.
I never thought of that. I never thought about the match placement, because you're right. Because normally, I guess traditionally, any match before the main event is technically the piss break. So, yeah, that's a very good point. I never thought about that.
Simon Says does it again.
Jimmy, what was your take?
Well, I went to the fridge and I got me some chips and dip and got ready for the. I have no real vested interest in any of these. Yes, Steve is the NWA Women's Champion, but it was a tag match, so there was nothing for me to be invested in. It's
right.
Again, cross promotion talk. If they start bringing in some of the women from Impact, I might place more stock in watching some of these women's matches, because Impact has a really strong women's stable. But it just doesn't do it for it, and it's not, I'm not really taking a jab at these ladies. I respect what they're doing, but it just it's not my flavor. I'm all set with it. Hey, if it was a great match, good. But I'm sorry, I used it for what it was.
I mean, if we could build to a Sue Young versus Abaddon or Rosemary versus Abaddon, I'm in every day of the week.
Okay.
Agreed.
I know Rosemary, they have similar gimmicks, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. Kenny, how about you with this match?
Shake and bake.
Piss break.
Shake and bake for the piss break.
Was it a good match? Sure. I mean, did I watch it? No. I like Diamante Evilise. I like the look, the whole gimmick they come out with together. That's cool. If there's a women's tag team champion, which I hope not, but if there is, that's nice. I like them too. I love Serena Deeb. I mean, she's probably the best worker of the entire division, without a doubt. So I'm sure it was a good match. But did I watch it? No.
Gotcha. After that, we get a Jurassic Express highlight package. So then you hear FTR causing a ruckus up at the announce booth. They start ripping on Jurassic Express and the gimmick and all that shit. And obviously building towards the Jurassic Express and FTR feud, which they've touched on in previous weeks. While Jurassic Express was in the little the face side on the at ringside in the audience, they had some words and stuff. So it's just another move towards that becoming coming to fruition. So did any of you guys have anything on that you wanted to talk about? If not, we'll move on.
Is it going to be a 6-man? Is it going to be a 6-man? Marco versus Tully?
Hope not.
I'll be down for that.
TK, book it. Marco versus Tully.
Within a minute of it being mentioned, TK's booked it.
No, it's. That's all. That's all I had on it. It was just, I don't know. It's one of those feuds that I could do without.
Yeah.
All right, so up to the main event here, we get Omega and Janella. I don't know. Early on, I was giving Janella a lot of leeway. I just am not. I don't know. I can't get behind him really. I love how Callis is trying to get the headset off Tony, and Tony tells him to kiss his ass. It was fun. It was great, man. Tony Schiavone's just like a fucking
hero.
Yeah, he's just like, good Lord. I swear, him and John Silver right now are wrestling. They are pro wrestling to me. And I mean, this whole Kenny Omega heel turn is really, the whole lead up to Kenny Omega's heel turn really was like ho hum. Sometimes it was all right. at times it wasn't even there. And then now that it's there, I'm like, good Lord, this is going good.
Yeah.
You know, I love the direction it's heading. So obviously Tony doesn't give up his headset, so Don takes the ring side. I believe he took it from what's his name that does the announcing?
Justin.
I can't even think of the guy.
Justin Roberts.
right. Yeah. I believe he took his mic.
Everybody picks on Justin Roberts, so it had to be him.
Yeah. So they took his mic. He's doing the commentary during the match, and then Kenny Omega ends up with a mic. And during the match, Kenny's doing some commentary, which I liked. I liked this part of it. It just shows like, hey, fuck who I'm wrestling because I'm the best. You know, I could do commentary on my own shit while I'm kicking this guy's ass. So I really liked it. At the end of this, you get Pac and the Lucha Brothers come out, and something that maybe not everybody kind of thought of, which they brought up, was Phoenix never really lost in the title tournament. So they're using the Janella to get this match, and now they're going to use the Phoenix to get the match with Kenny, which, number one, I love. I really wanted to see Phoenix versus Kenny because both of those guys are fucking amazing wrestlers. So I like it. It gives us an amazing match, and this match is going to take place in a week and a half at this point, but from Wednesday, it was 2 weeks on December 30th, which is 10 days away. I enjoyed this match for what it was, and I enjoyed everything else around it more probably than the match itself. And I'm looking forward to Phoenix and Kenny Omega. Alan.
Yeah, I agree. The match itself was ho-hum. I mean, I'm not a big Janella fan, as you know, so just him even getting a shot was just like, why? But I do like what they led to.
I get it.
I get why they did it, though.
So.
Exactly. There's a story to it, so I think that's fine. It gets you to where you really want to go, which is Phoenix. And but I got to say, when Pac came out with Phoenix, for a minute, my heart skipped a beat because I'm thinking, would it be fucking awesome if Pac challenged Kenny? It's like, I want to see that. Like, I want to see that more than anything else. Of all the other shit's going to build to with Kenny Omega, I want to see Pac and Kenny Omega. That is money right there. That'll get asses in seats.
Yep. I agree. I kind of felt that way too. Then I realized, oh shit, he's right. Then they started talking. I said, okay, I forgot all about that whole Phoenix scenario. Kenny, what's up with you with this whole scenario?
I mean, the match. It was a match. It was to build. It was to build Kenny Omega. Like Joey Janela was, just there because he wasn't in the tournament. So it's a story. It's a story. It's fine. As for the Ray Phoenix, I'm gonna be glued to that because that's gonna be a great match.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a.
And I usually don't like the random people coming and getting a title shot if they're not ranked. But as long as it's a story, which this is, he was never in the tournament, So I like it. It's a good, backseat to eventually what Kenny Omega is gonna go with down the road.
Simon.
So, okay. Kenny heel turn, yes. Kenny Phoenix, yes. Kenny Pac, yes. But Joey fucking Janela, right.
Yeah.
So Joey Janela is brilliant doing random indie shit. So falling off high things, going through tables, barbed wire, that's his forte, right? That's what he does well. But put him into a straight wrestling match, he doesn't do it well at all. Now, I saw him probably January this year in front against a really good UK wrestler called Gene Money in front of about 45 people, right? Because there's only 45 people, they didn't do any of the indie shit. It was a straight match. And Joey, who had flown over from America, the big name on the event, didn't get over. Nobody gave a shit, right? And I see that exact same thing on AEW. If you don't give him the opportunity to dive off high shit, go through tables, go through glass stuff, whatever it is, he's not a good straight wrestler. So let him do what he's doing, or bin him off, but one or the other. Don't put him in situations where he's going to look shit like he is.
I'm with you. I will be honest. The first Kenny Omega match he had, I thought it was a good match. I thought Kenny brought good, like regular straight wrestling out of him, and I thought he did a good job in that match. So I was hopeful after seeing that. So the only thing with Janela like that really turns me off about the guy is he's got those stubby fucking legs, and the way he runs the ropes drives me nuts. It's just a visual, you know. I think he has some talent. I think a lot of times he don't use it, or they don't use it, or whatever. But I see what you're saying. But I have seen him have a good match, straight match with Omega in that first.
Is there not an argument with that Omega could pull a good match out of virtually anybody?
Yeah,
exactly.
You're right.
But what they got to do with Janela, the very first thing they got to do with Janela is get him the fuck away from Sonny Kiss. Yep. Like, Sonny Kiss is the mark of death on this guy. Now, it was nice to be able to see him by himself in a singles match with Omega. That was great, and you could tell he does have some talent. But they have got, like, Sonny Kiss is the literal kiss of death. You got to get Janela away from him if you want to have any kind of seriousness apply to him.
I think JR said it ages ago. I think he accidentally said it when they're doing picture in picture. But they need to heel turn Joey. They need to make him maybe make him, I don't know, the head of the indie guys, kind of, coming in and doing silly indie shit, but making a storyline out of it and attacking people with chairs and all the silly stuff and really playing into that. Because at the moment he's just floating around with Sonny doing absolute diddly shit, not playing to his strengths and being lost in the in what's going on.
Yeah. Jimmy, I believe you're the last one.
Somebody's got a job for Kenny. That's really, you know. And why not? I mean, why not have it be, like everybody else? I thought maybe it would have some promise. But
there's a story behind it too.
Yeah, but I didn't get my hopes up. There's a story behind it too. I didn't get my hopes up that we were going to get a decent match. That's why I laughed. I laughed my ass off when Kenny was doing the commentating during the match, because it was like, not only is it showing who Kenny is, but it's like, it should be a wake up call to Joey. Like, dude, this is what you're made to do. Like, you were here. Your first match with Kenny Omega was Fight for the Fallen or whatever, right? Was the first match, or was it the Fighter Fest? But it was a anticipated match. People were looking forward to seeing it, and it was a great match. Now you're back to this, and it was like, I personally, I didn't, and on top of that, I didn't think the match needed to be as long as it was. That's how I felt about it.
That's true. Could have been a squash.
Oh, I would have liked to see a straight squash out of it, and then maybe you have, but then you have, that's when you bring in Pac and Phoenix and everybody, and you really, give more time and more of a build to that match.
Mm-hmm.
But then you don't get the microphone spots and all that shit, so you got to take that into consideration. Yeah, that's
true. They had to elongate the match to be able to have those spots in there. That makes sense.
But wasn't there a Janela comeback after the mic spots? So they could have squashed it with the mic. 1, 2, 3. No Janela comeback, and then have Phoenix, Pac, whomever coming down challenging.
Yeah.
But you kind of give the heel heat there too a little bit, because he was just on the mic laissez-faire, like Janela is nothing, and then you give Janela the comeback, and that kind of puts a little heat on the heel, like, oh, that's what you get for being an asshole. You know what I mean?
Could have had Max it's kind of come down, nick the mic, and then do a big rap.
Yeah. Well, guys, I think you fucking guys saved us. You salvaged the show.
Yeah.
That's right. The Axis
I think you guys are
HWO, Heel World Order.
The Heel World Order are the new hosts of AEW Uncensored.
Number 1 in the Philippines.
Honestly, that's right. Number 4 and number 3 last week. So as of this episode, I guarantee it'll be number 1 now that we got the Axis of Evil, the heel world order
There
here.
you go.
Yeah, this was actually fun, guys. I appreciate you guys coming on and bailing us out. Anybody listening, those dead silence moments were, for me, I comedically did those. Hopefully you get the joke, but
It's all planned.
yeah, hopefully it doesn't turn you away, because when I saw it was silent, I just stayed in my head. I'm going, just keep it, just stay quiet for a little longer, just to make it awkward, you know. So, of course, Simon, Jimmy, Kenny, thank you guys.
Thank you.
It was fucking fun.
Absolutely.
It was fun to have your guys' thoughts on this, and Puppy, good to have you on. Like, share, subscribe. UncensoredAlliance.com, Twitter, AEW Uncensored, email, AEWUncensoredPodcast@gmail.com. Love mail, hate mail, questions, comments, statements, whatever the fuck. If you don't want it read on air, just make sure you put that in the title so we don't. Facebook, AEW Uncensored Podcast. Search it in the search bar. We have a page and a group. Like the page, join the group. All third-party podcast applications, just search AEW Uncensored Podcast. You'll find us. We are on Deezer, TuneIn, Stitcher, iHeart Radio, Google Podcast, of course, iTunes. Please rate, review on iTunes. That will be a big help. And how our guests today are joining us are by Skype. Click the link in the description of the live stream or on the podcast description. Send us a message. We'll put you in the chat. And from there, you'll be able to jump on like our whole crew here, the HWO, the Axis of Evil, where today, probably not for the whole show, more or less just as a call-in. These guys have been around forever, so we definitely enjoyed having them for the bulk of the show. Thank you again, guys.
Thanks, guys.
That was awesome.
Not a problem.
And
Hey, Germany, vote this podcast #1.
That's
The
right.
heel
Yeah, step it
episode,
up,
number
Germany.
1. I got the Germans in my
Philippines.
pocket.
I'm not too far away. I'll pop over and have a word.
Yeah, Philippines, keep us up there. All right, guys, thank you again, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace out.
Later. Peace.
Peace.